Hey everyone, this is Jess with TRACT, and today I'm going to show you a new feature that we have just implemented. And this feature is called sharing. You can see the new section right here. And what this feature, the problem it intends to solve is that, well, you're familiar with the vendor portal, and that's where you can give a landowner access to a job, and the landowner can see all the loads and can see statements, and the same with a logging company. They can enter loads, they can see their loads, they can see their statements, and so forth. This is for when both parties are TRACT customers. As TRACT grows, we find that more and more of our customers are doing business with each other. And so a typical example might be that you have a dealer that's putting the job together, and then you may have a landowner or a consultant that uses TRACT, or maybe a logging company that uses TRACT, and they don't want to have to enter those tickets in both under both companies. So we just created a way that you can share the data of those tickets and have it show up in both companies, so that you can create your own statements, you can create your own transactions, invoices, but it's all the same ticket data, and it doesn't have to be duplicated, and updates are synced automatically. So let me show you how this works. The main concept that you need to understand is that there's a primary company and a secondary company. And the primary company is sort of in charge of putting the job together, creating the products, and they're going to share that job and ticket data with the secondary company. So I'm going to give you an example here. I'm logged in as Taylor, and he's going to be the primary company. He has this job called Johnson Track that he's going to share with me and my company, Brown Forestry. And the way that it gets started is, first you click on the more details under sharing, and that's going to take you to invitations. So to get this started, you have to invite someone to this job. And the way you do that is you need to have the email address of someone who's an admin in the secondary company. So Jess is an admin in the secondary company. So I'm going to invite him. And what that's going to do is going to send an email. It's going to look something like this. And it's going to say that Taylor's trying to share job information. It's going to get the job name. And so you need to be logged in the TRACT. If you don't, it'll ask you to log in. But the person that you shared it with will click on the link, and then it'll open up the invitation, and then they'll just confirm. So you have to manually accept the invitation, or you don't want to just force tickets into someone's system. So they're going to accept it, and then you're going to walk through a little process that's going to get this job set up. And so the 4 steps are, first we need to identify or match a job, and then we're going to match products that are like in your product database. And then we need to match the job products and destinations. So, and then after that, we need to set up some rates for our products if we don't already have something like that established. So first, you're probably going to just say, create a new job for me, because I haven't set this job up yet. Taylor's sharing this new job with me. I might have created it before I knew that he was going to share it with me. If I did, I could just choose the job name that I shared it with, but I'm going to choose create new here. Then it's going to identify the products that are on this job. So we have this chip and saw 6-inch top and a pulpwood 2-inch top. And you can see on the Brown Forestry side that it found a match in the Brown Forestry system. Okay, so it says they already have a 6-inch top. It's not called the same thing, but it recognizes that it's the same product. So here it's called P6 CNS. Here it's called CNS 6. So we're just going to accept that recommendation. And then for the PPW2, it doesn't identify a 2-inch pulpwood top, so we're going to tell it to just add it to my products for us. Now you can override that and say, well, I actually have a product that's similar to the 2-inch top that I want these to come in under, and you could choose that. But for the most part, I think you're going to want to just click add to my products. So we're going to save that. Now the next step is going to look at the specific products on the job. What products are for this job, and where are they being delivered to? And because this is a new job for us, we don't have any products on this job. So the only option is really to create a new product. So we're just going to allow it to do that for both of these. And then it's going to dump us right into the familiar screen of editing a product. And we want to create some payment distributions for this product. So I'm going to pretend like I am the logger on this job. And my company uses TRACT to track all the loads and to keep track of my income. And so as a logging company, I'm going to charge the dealer a logging fee. So I'm going to add that to my purchaser. And I have a customer, in real world, this would probably say something like Griffith Forestry or whatever Taylor's name is, Acme Timber. But I'm not going to go create that specific customer. We'll just call it test customer. And then we're going to choose an account that we want. And let's just say it's $15 per ton. So we're going to save that. And then we're going to go to our second one, go ahead, and we're getting paid the same rate for this product, so we'll just do the same thing. And now we're done. And notice there's a little green icon here. This lets us know that this product is synced. It's been set up and it has a matching product on the primary job. And you can also notice that this icon up here tells us that the job is synced and that it has a primary company that manages that job. And if we go to our whole jobs list, if we scroll down to the list here, we can see the jobs that we have synced with that icon as well. So let's go back into the Johnson track, and now I'm going to flip back over to Taylor's company. So this is the primary company, and let's take a look at the loads. So we can see there's two loads, one entered, one's delivered. And now we're going to go back to Brown Forestry, the secondary company, and we can see there's two loads. So it's already been synced for us. And let's so that's in a perfect world, everything works right. The tickets come in, and eventually they might get, if they don't have the tons entered initially, then they're probably going to get added. So we're going to go over to the primary company and we're going to enter the tons. So let's say this is 22.5 tons. We'll click enter. So now both tickets are in the delivered state, and if we go back over to the secondary company and refresh, now we see that both tickets are also in the delivered state. Now let's compare these two tickets. So we'll use test ticket 2 here and test ticket 2 here. And what we should see is that everything is identical. You might have some subtle differences. Remember, we call the 6-inch P6 CNS, they call it CNS 6, but everything else should be pretty much identical. The weights and so forth. Notice the weights got updated on my ticket. Now this is where it really gets kind of neat, is that for the primary company, they have a whole different business set up. They're getting income from the mill, they're paying the landowner, they're paying the logging company, which is me. So in reality, this would probably be the same rate as what I would be charging them here. But that just shows you that these are totally independent systems. So I can charge what I want to, or I can record what I want to charge, and the primary company can record what they want to charge. And those have totally different accounting. But the ticket details are the same. So it's the same ticket, and it's just treated differently based on the rules that we set up in our products. Okay, so now the happy path, the one where we don't have any issues or errors, the tickets get entered, they get synced, then the tickets get punched with the tons or units information, and those get synced, and then eventually each company, the ticket entering process is sort of completed, and then each company does their independent financial transactions. So one company might create settlements and reconciliations, another company might create invoices. But if there are changes, so let's just do a quick change for this ticket here. Let's say we enter the wrong tons. So we'll make this ticket 22 tons. And now if we go back over to and refresh, this one's 22, so you can see the changes synced. Now, but what happens if, say the primary company adds a product? Well, let's actually just copy a product. That'll be a little easier. So we'll do the same product, but just go into a different place. We're going to keep the same rates. Well, let's update this. Okay. And now what if that company, they either create a new ticket or maybe they just change one of the existing tickets. Say it was the wrong product, and now we want to use, we want to do that from the primary company. So let's edit this ticket. And now we want to use this new product that we added. Save it. And so what's going to happen is at the end of the day, the secondary company is going to get an email, and it's going to tell them there was an error syncing the tickets. And it'll give them a link to come to, and basically that link goes to here, and so we can check these errors, and we can see that an error has been created, and it's telling us that the product doesn't exist, so please map the product. And if we go look at the details, we can see pretty easily the primary ticket now has this PPW to Rome, but the secondary product is P6 to graphic packaging. So what we want to do is what it suggests, please map the product. And so we're just going to go right back to where we were originally, manage the sharing. We don't need to change anything with the job. And remember, the product is the same product type, it's just going to a different place. So this is the one that we don't have. We need to tell it to create a new and save it. And then we'll go ahead and add our distribution, just like all the others. Let's say we get paid $1 more for this one. Okay, and now if we go back to our tickets, and now we can see that the product has been updated. And if we click on it, there's our $16 that we added. That got updated. The ticket's product got updated. And if we go back to the overview and look at the errors, the error's gone now. So we fixed the error. Doesn't. So that's in the case of a company adds a new product after you've already set the job up. Now there's one more scenario that I want to show you, and this is what happens if, so let's say that you invoice, I'm going to invoice this ticket. So I'm going to go in and go to my invoices, and I want to invoice that ticket. Let's do ticket 1. It's fine. Okay, so we now invoiced the ticket. Let's just go back to our loads page. Let's view this ticket. You can see now this transaction has been invoiced. So this ticket has been sort of locked. Like, we don't need to do anything else with it. All I need to do is invoice it. It's been invoiced, so we're pretty much done with this ticket. But what if the primary company changes the ticket after we've created a statement or we have invoiced or made a reconciliation? So let's go and see what happens. And now the changes could be something minimal where it doesn't change money. Like, say for example, we just want to change the delivery date, or maybe we change a logging company or something like that. We don't know what could happen. So let's just change, let's say the date was really on the 6th. And again, what's going to happen is you're going to get an email later on in the evening, and it's going to tell you there was an error. And basically what it's going to do is tell you that, hey, this ticket couldn't be synced because it had some closed out transactions, and that means either invoiced, settled, or reconciled. And so it's up to you to compare the two tickets and see what changed. And seeing it side by side like this, we can pretty easily see that it was the ticket date. And so as a logger, I don't care that the ticket date was changed. I'm still going to get paid for it. It's still the same weight. It's the same product. And so nothing needs to happen on my part for this inconsistency. So in that case, I can just mark it okay. Now, if it was a money change, then you're going to have to handle that kind of off books, or outside of the system. You've already invoiced it, so you could take it off the invoice and correct it, or you could just charge whatever the difference is on the next invoice. So you'll have to just handle that in normal accounting ways. But we're going to go ahead and mark it okay, and then that removes the error. And so now we've cleaned up any of the ticket sync errors. So I know that was a lot to show you. As always, we encourage you to test this out. Call us, ask questions. We're happy to help you walk through it and answer any of your concerns or questions. And we hope that this feature helps you out in your business. And thank you, and have a good day.